est confiné. C'est horrible. Anto, tu dois rester, je sais pas combien de jours chez toi. Donc peut-être c'est 45, peut-être c'est 50, peut-être c'est un mois, tu vois. C'est pas possible. On peut vraiment pas sortir. Ça m'embête pas du tout. C'est parce que moi j'aime pas l'école.
Le confinement a certes bousculé notre vie et a chamboulé nos calculs. Mais il a été tout de même pour d'autres une période propice pour s'atteler à de nouvelles activités et faire éclore certains talents insoupçonnés. Découvrez avec nous Sami Chakoul, un jeune poète pour qui le confinement était une période épanouissante. Retour sur son expérience d'écrivain confiné dans notre talk show du 7 juin 2021. Un débat passionnant à ne pas rater.
Mesdames, Messieurs, bonjour et bienvenue sur notre émission COVID-19 Success Stories. Aujourd'hui, nous accueillons avec nous Sami Chakoul, étudiant en psychologie et écrivain. Sami, bienvenue. Donc, pour commencer, que représente la période du confinement pour vous, Sami?
Well, I would like to thank you all first for receiving me here today. As for the quarantine, it was actually a very interesting period of time, as it, for me, it means a certain level of peace of mind that I couldn't have ever dreamed of during my, regular daily life. So really, the quarantine period was a period of peace of mind, of rest, and of recovery.
Alors, Sami, racontez-nous un petit peu comment vous avez vécu les 6 mois du confinement.
Well, first thing first, it was difficult to grasp the idea that I had enough freedom to do anything that I wanted. So I pretty much started to think about things that I wanted to do, decisions in my life that I would like to process or think about, that I would like to change or evolve in. And the first thing that I have thought of actually is to put together every single experience that I had before the quarantine period. So I systematically started to organize my writings that symbolized these experiences. And with time, I was able to collect them and filter them, create a manuscript and everything so I can prepare for the book.
Alors, Sami, la quarantaine était pour vous une période épanouissante, mais on aimerait tout de même savoir quels étaient vos ressentis émotionnels durant, au début de la crise sanitaire et comment vous les avez gérés.
Well, honestly, the first thing that I would think of, or the first bad thing that I would like to think of, it was probably the fact that I was not able to go out. So there was a lot of feelings of loneliness that I had to get over. And it was a little bit difficult at first, but as I like to say, we always need to make good things out of bad things. And systematically, I was trying to fill my time with things that I was not able to do, pre-quarantine. And it was kind of natural. You start feeling bad, you think productively, and you figure yourself out, and you find yourself that you're having fun. That's pretty good.
Et en quoi cette période vous a-t-elle aidé à réaliser votre rêve?
A lot, because the first thing first, it was time. It's always a question of time. Because when you think about it, whatever you want to do takes time. And time is a luxury that we're not always provided due to how society works and all that. And for me, I needed time to think, I needed time to reorganize, I needed time to become more productive. And for me, at least, the quarantine was a gift. It gifted you the gift of time.
Donc, un an depuis la pandémie, qu'est-ce qui a changé vraiment dans votre vie, surtout au niveau des valeurs et des principes?
Mainly, I became more, let's say, zen. Life is short. Life is really short, and things happen regardless you want them or not. So you better make the most out of it and try to be kind to yourself and to everyone. Take care of yourself and all that, because in the end, for yourself, the world revolves around you. But it's not the case for the world, because the world has many people and all that. So it's better to focus on yourself, to focus on your health, your mental health, physical health, and your personal dreams. So it's something that I learned, let's say, the hard way, honestly. But it's a good lesson to get in.
Donc votre recueil de poèmes s'intitule Blink. Pourquoi avoir opté pour ce titre et est-ce que ce dernier a un rapport avec le contexte pandémique?
Very much so, actually. Because blink, it's an action that we constantly do. And it can represent, in this case, the passage of time. And with the passage of time, there are multiple stages, multiple events that shape us as a person. And blink, as a title, it represents that specifically, as it represents each period of time that we have survived and endured, and that shaped us into what we are. So in the end, it has a very much huge connection to the current time, because it was a time where you can think about each of these stages and how they did change you in a way. And that's exactly, it's actually thanks to the current time that I called it Blink. I'm bad with titles, honestly, and I had no idea what to name it, but it really, grinded my gears to do that.
Alors, comme vous avez dit, le confinement vous a permis d'avoir un peu de recul et peut-être même il était une source d'inspiration en vous procurant de nouvelles idées.
Yes. At first, the Blink had actually around 37 to 40 pages. It was all over the place. But since, to the nature of the book being an actual chapbook, which means that it should have a central theme, it was thanks to the pandemic, once again, that I was able to specify what is the theme, which led to removing a lot of content and limited it to 21 poems. And it is because of that I was able to, actually focus on something, because there was a lot of things to think about. But it is thanks again, and I say it again, thanks to the quarantine, that I was able to focus on the central theme, which was the passage of time, the steps or the growth of a normal human being.
Samy, vous êtes l'exemple d'un jeune qui a su équilibrer entre ses études et ses talents. Quels sont vos conseils aux jeunes et aux adolescents pour qu'ils puissent eux aussi exploiter leur don?
Well, I think it's actually about not treating your talent as a talent, more like as something that is part of you. Like, okay, I know how to do this, so why not do it? Why not improve on it? It's not like you don't have to see it as a different entity, like a talent that is something outside of your daily life, or define your life as your study life. No, your study life is part of your life, and your talent is part of your life as well. So it's in the same way that you are going to university or school in a natural way, you should treat your talent that way as well. Okay, I have time, I want to do this, I feel like it's time to do that. And whatever the price it comes, because in the end you invest your time in something. And trust me, whenever you invest into something, there's always a result. Was it bad or good? In the end, it's all a matter of perspective and how you want to make out of it.
La pandémie de coronavirus nous a livré énormément de leçons. On aimerait bien savoir ce qu'elle vous a livré à vous.
Well, first thing first, again, I will say it again, life is short, right? And the second thing is that really our whole life is central around us and ourselves, our central individual, and it's something that we forget about easily. But when we are sitting with ourselves alone, and it is actually a luxury to have that nowadays, you really see that what matters the most is yourself and how do you see life. And for me, that was like one of the most important things, because I forgot myself during the letting go of life and the many adventures and all that. But in the end, what matters is your satisfaction, and you should always live for that. Live for your own satisfaction, not for the others, not for society, not for whatever. And that's pretty much the most important thing I learned because of this.
Alors Samy, quels sont vos projets d'écriture pour les années à venir?
Well, as much as recently I have changed my style, because at first I used to write mainly because of as a way to recap the experiences of myself and others in a way that it gives a certain story that we can follow. But I changed it in a way that it's actually more of a read what you want. This is my idea, and I want to know what you will think of it and the way you want. So I'm planning to work on another chapbook actually that is using that theme of abstract learning. As in, I recapitulated multiple lessons that can be understood in multiple ways. And it's up to you to make the story. It is still a story, but it's up to you to string it together, create your own character out of it. For me, what matters is that each writer, or each reader, will be able to find themselves during reading that chapter.
Alors, comptez-vous peut-être écrire un livre sur votre propre expérience durant la pandémie?
Well, I'm honestly too young for that. It's just 6 months and it's definitely not enough. I could write only 1 or 2 poems max about that. But maybe in the future when I'm very much more older, where I can mention it or extend upon it, but for now, I'd like to stay humble at that point.
En parlant de votre projet, un groupe de femmes ont créé leur propre entreprise dédiée à la commercialisation de toutes sortes de nourriture. Voici un extrait.
L'atelier Prestige est une petite entreprise commercialisant la nourriture préparée avec soin, mais aussi consacre une partie de son temps aux ateliers d'apprentissage de l'art culinaire. Le projet avait commencé bel et bien avant la pandémie, sauf que le confinement les a obligés à faire leurs cours en ligne. Une fois la mise en quarantaine terminée, l'atelier Prestige ouvre ses portes, accueillant 1001 clients, s'approvisionnant non seulement pour le ramadan et la vie de tous les jours, mais aussi pour les petites festivités. Au début, la situation s'avérait critique, mais grâce à la page Instagram, les produits et plats préparés ont attiré l'attention de la clientèle, voulant essayer les créativités gastronomiques et les plats revisités. Malgré la crise sanitaire qu'a connue le monde de ces temps-ci, ces femmes d'affaires ont retroussé leurs manches et su comment s'en sortir tout en respectant les mesures de sécurité et distanciation sociale.
Alors, Samy, avez-vous rencontré des difficultés lors de la réalisation de votre rêve?
Yes, a lot. I have never wrote a manuscript. I have never known how to publish a book, and I still am not good at it yet. And I literally had no idea about how to do this kind of stuff. I only knew how to write. I don't know, whatever, on paper, on a note, or virtual note, or whatever. So it was pretty much a learning experience because I had to learn how to prepare the whole aspect of the book. I had to know how to make it look interesting or attractive to the reader, or even to the judges if I want to participate in some kind of chapbook competition and all that. There was a lot of complexities, to be honest, but it is what made the actual journey interesting, because I didn't only learn how to write, but also I learned how to prepare many aspects that can be of help in the future.
Et avant d'en finir avec notre épisode, Samy, avez-vous une citation en tête qui vous motive et qui vous procure de l'espoir à partager avec nous?
That's a very difficult question, honestly. There are many, but if I wanted to mention one, which is a very obscure one because it's something that a stranger told me once when I was traveling, and he told me that life is a matrix. Its forms are all based on your perspective. You might not feel it the way you see real objects, but your perspective of the objects is what confirms its existence at the beginning. That's pretty much it. It's something that really started my journey in writing, because he really reminded me that in the end, as I said before, it's a matter of perspective. It is my satisfaction that I'm working for. It's my comfort. It may be related to helping others. It may be related to hating others. It doesn't matter, as long as it matters to my own being. Yeah.
Alors Samy, merci d'avoir accepté notre invitation. Ça a été un énorme plaisir d'échanger avec vous. Mesdames et messieurs, c'était tout pour notre talk show. J'espère que cet épisode vous a plu et que Samy vous a inspiré à exploiter vos talents et vos dons vous aussi. En ce qui nous concerne, on vous dit à la semaine prochaine pour un nouvel épisode.
D'ici là, portez-vous bien.